electrical circuits. So in these electrical circuits, we're having different parts. So first one is Ohm's law, and active and passive elements. Active and passive elements. After that, Kirchhoff laws. Kirchhoff laws, and equivalent circuits with respect to RLC. Equivalent circuits with respect to RLC parameters, and after that equivalent circuits with respect to sources. And important one is mesh and nodal analysis. Both super mesh and super node, and after that source transformation techniques employed for network reduction techniques, and after that power calculations. So this comes under part 1, and comes to the part 2, we will be having network theorems. So there will be different network theorems. So in that we are having Thevenin's theorem, and Norton's theorem. Similarly, superposition theorem, maximum power transfer theorem, reciprocity theorem, Milliman's theorem, Telegin's theorem, and the last one is the compensation theorem. So these are the theorems present in the electrical circuit subject. And coming to the third part, we are having transients, both DC and AC transients, source free circuits and with source circuits, like that. And fourth one is AC circuits. Fifth one is magnetic circuits. And sixth one is two-port network. And seventh one is network topology. The eighth one is three-phase circuits. Ninth one is the network synthesis. Generally, this network synthesis. So these are the 9 important parts for preparing competitive examinations from the electrical circuits. So generally asked syllabus is this one. Electrical circuits consisting of 9 parts. First one is the basics, second one is the theorems, the third one is the transients part, fourth one is AC circuits, fifth one is the magnetic circuits, sixth one is two-port network, and seventh one is network topology, eighth one is the three-phase circuits, and ninth one is the network synthesis. So generally asked syllabus for all competitive examinations. So we'll discuss part by part. So from the basics, circuit, it is nothing but it is a closed path, but whereas network is it is a combination of circuits. It is the combination of the circuits. So example for the circuit is like this. I am just taking a DC source and one simple RL circuit here. It's a circuit, it is called a circuit, whereas network is nothing but it's a combination of the circuits. So this is one circuit and another circuit, so like this. So it's a combination of all the closed paths called a network. So this is the difference between a circuit and a network. Circuit is nothing but a closed path, and network is nothing but it is a combination of the circuits. And based on number of free electrons available in the atoms, and depending upon the number of free electrons, the materials are classified into three types. Materials are classified into three types. First one is conductors. Second one is semiconductors. And third one is insulators. Conductors, semiconductors, and insulators. So conductors means we are having more number of free electrons, and semiconductor means having medium, like less number of free electrons, the outermost orbital, and insulator means there is no free electrons. So example for these conductors are silver and copper, gold, and aluminum. So these are the there are some examples for this conductors type. And semiconductors type means we are having silicon and germanium used for semiconductor applications. And coming to the insulators, generally wood, rubber. So these are some type of insulators. So these elements we can call it as electrical elements, because we are using in the electrical circuits electrical elements. We can call it as electrical elements, and these two are the electronics elements, and combination of these two can be called as network elements. So based on the free electrons available in the material, in the valence electrons, materials are classified into three types: conductors, semiconductors, insulators. So in the conductors we are having more number of free electrons, and in the semiconductors we are having less number of free electrons, and in the insulators we are having no free electrons. So examples for these conductors are Ag, Cu, Au, and Al, aluminum. And example for semiconductors are silicon and germanium, called electronics elements, and insulators are nothing but wood and rubber. So combination of these electrical elements and electronics elements called network elements. So based on the energy available, the electrical elements are classified into two types. First one is active elements, and second one is passive elements. So depending upon the energy available, electrical elements are classified into two types: active elements and as well as passive elements. Active elements are nothing but sources, and passive elements are nothing but sinks. So example for these sources are, generally we will take voltage source and as well as current source. And examples for these passive elements are resistor, inductor, and capacitor. So in short we can write this one R, L, and C. This can be written as V, and this can be written as I, voltage source and current source. And these are the sinks or passive elements: resistor, inductor, and as well as capacitor. Okay, so here this voltage source is we can have in practical, so practically available source, voltage source, and this current source is generally we are using for analysis purpose we are using. And these RLC or passive elements which can which are nothing but the sinks. So this inductor and capacitor will be having energy storage capability, and this is the energy dissipating element. So energy dissipating element R. Okay now. So here this inductor will store the energy in the form of magnetic field, and this capacitor will store the energy in the form of electric field. So these are related to the electrical elements based on the energy available. Based on the energy, depending upon the energy, electrical elements are classified into two types: active elements and passive elements. Active elements are voltage source and current source. Passive elements are resistor, inductor and capacitor. Resistor is a energy dissipating element, and inductor is the energy storage element. It will store the energy in the form of magnetic field. Capacitor is also energy storage element. It will store the energy in the form of electric field.